Recording. Hi, could you tell me who you are and what role you play at Medway Maritime Hospital?
I'm Dr. Rasti Saleemi. I am a GP trainee at Medway.
And how long have you been here?
I have been at Medway Hospital for a year now. Yeah, I started last September, and so yeah, 1 year.
Okay. And where are you from? What's your cultural heritage?
I'm from Pakistan, and I come from a Pakistani very traditional culture, which is, I mean, um, amalgamated with the Islamic values and everything. So it's a mix of tradition and culture and everything. So yeah, so I come from a very traditional background, and yeah, so that's my heritage.
Yeah. And then what brought you to Medway?
Um, to Medway, yes. So I applied for GP training last year, and I just got selected for Medway. So it's a national recruitment, and I just got selected for Medway. So that's how I started working here.
So random.
Yes, yes. It
So
wasn't a choice. I had preferred Maidstone, but because that's where I was living,
mm,
but I got selected for Medway, so then I moved here, and yeah.
and then what do you like about being at Medway?
I think the fact that I really like about Medway Hospital is that it's a very good mix of different cultures and religions and backgrounds. It's a very multicultural hospital. I've worked in other hospitals as well, and they're not as multicultural and as much as this one. I find people from different backgrounds, from Africa and from Asia, India, Pakistan, and so it's a good mix, and also obviously a lot of English doctors. So
Mm.
it's good to work here, and there's a lot to learn, and very good pathology in this area particularly because there is a lot of young generation living around the hospital. So
Mm.
yeah, good pathology.
But if there was one thing that you could change, what would it be?
If there was one thing I could change about Medway Hospital, number one, I would just renovate the building. Just uplift the face, give it a little modern touch. Not, I mean, I wouldn't change the old, the style of building. It's very nice, but I would just, renovate it and sort of preserve it nicely because it looks very,
Mm.
just like literally I can't really find the word, but they really need to preserve it nicely because I can see that the windows and everything, some like the doors, they're broken, and so I would really like to just renovate a little bit.
Yeah.
uh, Considering this is like a central hospital and how big and every specialty is here, so I think I would just like to uplift the face a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and thinking about your career as a whole, what would you say is the biggest challenge that you faced?
The biggest challenge I faced, yes, when I started working, my very first job was in King's College Hospital, London. And I think the biggest challenge was the system and getting to know the system and how things work around here because they're very different from how it works in Pakistan. Because King's is totally computerized. And we were used to working in a paper-based system, so I think that was one challenge. And secondly, um, I mean, I come from a background. I always read in an English medium school and college, but still, when you communicate with people from in a new country, it is a sort of a challenge you face communicating with people who are native to this
Mm.
country. And I think that was also one of the challenges. And secondly, and what else I would say, uh, Yeah, and me and my husband, obviously we started from scratch, so that was also one of the biggest challenges, but so far so good, and we managed, and we are doing well. It has been 5 years now, so yeah. Yeah, we're both trainees and we're both working, so it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, but quite stressful to be doing it all together.
Yes,
Yeah.
and also I became a mother, literally after starting my first job in UK. After like 8 months, I became a mother, and just carrying on with my career as well as motherhood. I went back to work when my newborn was only, I think, 5 months old, four
Mm.
months old. So I was back to work, and I think that was the biggest challenge, and but somehow it just all worked well, and I think yeah.
Yeah. And then if you could go back in time and give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would that be?
One piece of advice I would like to give to my younger self would be, mm, I think, read more, because I always liked reading, but I never actually got time. The only books I ever read was my course books, and
Mm.
I would like to read more and travel more, definitely. I never actually got a chance to travel a lot. So I would travel more, and secondly, and the third thing I would like to do would be, I think, uh, listen more. And yeah, so these are the three things I would like to change. um and yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.